All right, welcome back, or welcome to, I should say, Money Chat Now. I am your host, Larry Steinhouse, and today is October 14th, 2021. Look, I'm telling you right now, I've told you every single day, hit that share button right now. The one that's next to you on the bottom of the screen over there, hit the share button, share it on your page, let everybody watch this. Come on, this is great stuff. I'm doing a lot of work here. Let everybody share it, let everybody enjoy it, let everybody enjoy my voice, and come on, this suit is awesome, man. Share it, will you? And also, of course, like it too, so I know you like it. I only had 2 likes yesterday. I'm thinking you guys don't like the show. Of course, you can comment live during the show on YouTube and Facebook and LinkedIn and Twitter. So please make comments too, because I love to see them. And don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel and like the Money Chat Now page on Facebook. I'm not done with the advertisements. There's one more. Money Chat Now is also brought to you by Investor Schooling. And of course, you can attend a complimentary class Thursday. Actually, that's tonight, by going to investorschooling.com, and there you will learn about real estate investing and stock options trading from those who do it every day. All right, so on today's show, we're going to be discussing the market update. Ooh, what a nice day it was, too. We're going to be talking about some good bank earnings. We're going to be talking about China and LinkedIn. We're going to be talking about the fact that foreclosures are up, or are they? We're going to be talking about Boeing's troubles. The FDA approves the booster, and then we're going to talk about what's going to happen next. All right, it was a really good day today. Wow, the Dow actually finished 535 points up. Woo! Finally, it's just so awesome. It's also a great sign. I think it'll be a great sign that earnings season will continue. But if you remember, I've said this before, I really believe it's going to be the last great earnings season. So be careful as you start going into past earnings season. It may not be that great. S&P is also up about 74.5 points, and the NASDAQ, wow, 251 points it's up. That's an awesome, great day for the NASDAQ. All right, so today we had earnings reports from Wells Fargo Bank and Bank of America. And it's interesting because Wells Fargo jumped, actually the earnings jumped 59%. That's fantastic. Citigroup's income climbed 48%. Morgan Stanley's profits actually increased 36%. This is all good news, folks. This is great news obviously for the banks, but of course you need to understand that it's also great news for the economy, at least for now. And look, these are great numbers. In fact, BAC stock, or Bank of America stock, hit new highs that it hasn't seen, you ready? Since 2007. Wells Fargo stock is hitting numbers that it hasn't seen since 2014, before all of its troubles, and Citi is hitting numbers that it hasn't seen in a very long time as well. Now, interestingly enough, I don't know if you remember in 2008 when Citi dropped, it had dropped down to $1. It was so bad it dropped down to $1, and I remember buying it. I remember learning, buying some stock options on it, making a lot of money on it. Now Citibank is doing pretty well. In fact, it's let me just see real quick what it is. I mean, it's at 70, which is pretty interesting. But from $1 at the time that I'm talking about, it rose to around $5 or $6, and then after years, it had a 10-to-1 reverse split. So it's actually more like it's at 7 now compared to when it was at $1, which is pretty wild. But if you take a look, I don't know if I can put the chart up fast enough because it's I didn't warn my producer I was going to put this up. But if you take a look at Citibank chart, you might actually see like an all-time high of Citibank chart. It's amazing because the all-time high of Citibank chart is right around. Check it out. It's right around 550. So if you take a look at it, if you take a look at this, there it is. If you take a look at this, and if you look at the all-time high, it's right around 550 is the all-time high. So I don't know if you could get the all-time, there you go, all-time high, right? 550 was where it was in 2004 and 5, and then it dropped. Remember, so think about that. That's actually 55, because remember it was a 10-to-1 reverse split. Then it went to $1 at 55, and then went back up, and then of course, as you know, it's now back at 70, which is similar to the 7, but you get the idea. It's actually much better than it was, but still not anywhere near what it used to be. But it's doing pretty cool. Anyway, with bank stocks rising, it's actually good news. But again, as I said before, let's be skeptical. Don't forget that usually when inflation starts, banks will usually do well. And you do need to understand, I believe that they're going to hold on to these stock prices for a little while. And as long as they're okay for a little while, it's okay. All right, so this is the first set of earnings that makes a difference. I'm looking forward to other companies' earnings reports this week to keep the momentum moving. Now, here's something interesting. Let's talk a little bit about why they did so well. According to the Wall Street Journal, customer spending has eclipsed pre-pandemic levels. Banks, a trend that they see continuing into the holidays, which is basically what a bank executive remarked. So they're saying that people spent more money now than before the pandemic, which is pretty good. Spending on credit cards, check this out. Spending on credit cards jumped 20% from a year ago to a record. Late fees are up. Wow. And more people are starting to carry balances, executives said as they were back fighting for card customers. So now they're fighting for card customers, which means you're probably getting a lot of mail that talks about, opening up another credit card, which, by the way, I am. And my suggestion, as I do to students all the time, is get as many as you can. And that's a whole other story. But by the way, that's a tremendous amount of spending that's going on, said Bank of America Chief Executive Brian Moynihan, and it's accelerating. So, so inflation is happening. People are spending more money. It's all good for now. Tomorrow, of course, we're going to see some more financial institutions reporting on what I believe will also be great news. And we'll be hearing from Charles Schwab, Goldman Sachs, PNC, and Truist. And it should be, as I say, another good day. It's going to be great, actually. I think it's another great day. Anyway, I'm especially looking forward to tech earnings in 2 weeks because, of course, I'm going to get to have my fun plays, which is like Facebook and Apple and all that cool stuff. All right, let's talk a little bit about China and LinkedIn. So the last American social media company doing business in China is finally stepping out as LinkedIn, owned by Microsoft, removes themselves from the Chinese network. Well, sort of. Keep listening. An exec from LinkedIn, in a statement Thursday, said that it made the decision after facing a significantly more challenging operating environment and greater compliance requirements in China. So China is just continuing their censorship. In March, LinkedIn said it would temporarily pause new member signups as it ensured it was in compliance with local law. Around the same time, China's internet regulator told LinkedIn officials they better regulate their content and gave them 30 days to do so, according to people familiar with the matter. Yikes! Communism and censorship is killing people. No wonder they released the COVID virus. They probably want to just control the world. However, LinkedIn said it would replace its Chinese service, which restricts some content to comply with local government demands, with job board service lacking social media features, such as the ability to share opinions with news and with other news stories. So they're basically saying, hey, we're not going to do a LinkedIn thing. We're going to do a job board instead. Okay. Anyway, when they're a capitalist, there are a way. All right, with all social media platforms being removed from access to China, some have found a way around it by using special software or sometimes even VPNs. But I got to be honest with you, I worry for the Chinese people who get caught doing this because they will surely be put in jail. As far as Microsoft stock goes, I don't even think it'll be a blip on the stock price. In fact, it was up about 5 points when I looked this afternoon. As far as the Chinese go, Americans better start looking at this country as an upcoming model for the United States, as censorship and freedom of speech are slowly being removed here as well. All right, let's do this. Let's take a quick break, and we'll be back, and we'll talk about foreclosures.
Okay, so you've thought about investing in real estate, houses, apartment buildings, properties, but don't really know where to start? Well, what if you could very easily learn how to gain strategies to use other people's money to buy and sell houses in the Philadelphia area? If you could learn and network with successful area real estate investors and how to produce monthly income on rental properties without headaches, that place is Investor Schooling. With Investor Schooling, you'll learn from two Philadelphia area rockstar real estate investors, Phil Falcone and Larry Steinhouse, about how to buy and sell properties the easy way and teach you basic and advanced techniques to help you make money in real estate. You can attend Investor Schooling in person or online visual classes 8 times a month. You can and will learn how to make money in real estate. Call for free information and get a complimentary pass to one of these classes. But don't delay, as these complimentary passes are limited. Call the number on your screen now or visit investorschooling.com. investorschooling.com.
Welcome back to Money Chat Now. I'm your host, Larry Steinhouse, and we talked a little bit about China and censorship and LinkedIn, and we talked about great bank earnings. That's awesome. We also talked about the fact that the Dow closed up about 535 points, the S&P up 75 points, and the NASDAQ about 252 points. Hey, I see you watching. I see that you didn't share this page yet on your. You didn't share this on your page yet. So share it right now, or I'm not going to continue. All right, that's better. All right, let's talk a little bit about foreclosures. So, now that the forbearance on mortgages have ended, as to be expected, foreclosure numbers are starting to move up. If you remember, because of this COVID scamdemic, government and private sector relief programs allowed borrowers with financial difficulties to delay their monthly payments for up to 18 months. That's right, you didn't have to pay your mortgage for 18 months. Mortgage lender began the foreclosure process on 25,209 properties in the third quarter, a 32% increase from the second quarter. On a year-over-year basis, it's a 67% increase from the third quarter of 2020, according to a mortgage data firm. Now, I'm a little confused, right? If there's a foreclosure moratorium, why isn't it up, infinite percentage? But all right, it doesn't matter. Of course, it sounds high. However, while the increases in foreclosures are dramatic, they are coming off extreme lows that were created by the forbearance programs. New foreclosures, also known as starts, usually number around, get this, 40,000 per month. They usually are around 40,000 per month. And if you remember, I just said that they're 26,000 right now. They fell to as low as 3,000 to 4,000 in the first year of the pandemic when forbearance programs were in full force. So basically, to wrap it up, we're still way below historic foreclosure numbers, which is good news for many Americans, but not so good news for us real estate investors who might be looking for a good deal. And by the way, if you're in foreclosure, reach out to me. I'll buy your house and save your credit. All right, I just had to do it. All right, some landlords also fell into the trap when their tenants stopped paying and an eviction moratorium was put in place. Many didn't know about government programs to help them and suffered through this. Oh, that was rough. We were teaching that for a while. Landlording isn't always fun, but it can certainly be rewarding. Oh, by the way, if you hate your real estate because of a deadbeat tenant, you can go to www.ihatemyrealestate.com and I will buy your house. Again, I couldn't resist. All right, let's talk a little bit more about what's coming up. All right, hold on. I'm completely lost here. I have no idea where I am right now because somebody laughed in my ear. Don't you just love when that happens? I love when that happens too. All right, so let's go to. I don't even know where I'm going to go to. You know what? I'm supposed to go to a commercial right now, but I'm not going to go to a commercial right now because I'm actually going to figure out where I am right now and make it look like I actually know what I'm doing here. Because if it doesn't look like I know what I'm doing, then you guys won't watch the show, right? Did you share the program yet? Because if you didn't share the program yet, I'm going to be in a lot of trouble trying to figure out where I am right now. All right, let's talk a little bit about Boeing. Can you guys tell I just found my place? So Boeing is in trouble again. Of all the airline industry stocks today, Boeing was the only one down. And basically, it was because they're having more troubles as a series of production slip-ups have delayed aircraft deliveries and drawn increased U.S. government scrutiny. Increased U.S. government scrutiny. I love words like that. All right, apparently the new problem involves certain titanium parts that were weaker than they should be on the 787s built over the past 3 years. Look, hold on a second. I just want to read this again. The new problem involves certain titanium parts that were weaker than they should be on 787s built over the past 3 years. I don't know about you, but I'm not going to get into a 787. Anyway, the finding is fresh evidence that the plane maker is still trying to fix its manufacturing operations despite a nearly 2-year push by Chief Executive David Calhoun to restore Boeing's reputation for building quality jets. In addition, the Federal Aviation Administration is investigating Boeing's quality controls. They're basically saying their titanium isn't strong enough. All right, anyway, the company acknowledged it has solved the problem of junk left over from the production process, such as 2 empty tequila mini bottles found in September on a new Air Force One jet under construction. All right, everybody laugh together. They found 2 tequila mini bottles in a new Air Force One jet under construction. Why? What's going on? Did Joe Biden drink these before he even got the plane? Is that what happened? I don't understand this. It's hysterical. 2 tequila mini bottles. First of all, if the plane's not even in service, where did the mini bottles come from? Did they have mini bottle service already? I'm sorry, but sometimes the news makes me laugh. All right, a Boeing spokesman said that the company is. Are you allowed to say spokesman, or do you have to say spokesperson or spokes them they? I don't know. So the company is making progress on improving production and is raising its own standards despite operational interruptions. We have strengthened our focus on quality and consistently encourage all members of our team and supply chain to raise any issues that need attention. Like tequila bottles, I guess. All right, anyway, the spokesperson said when issues are raised, that's an indication that these efforts are working. I'm not even going to go there. All right. A list of problems that have been in the news in the past include crashes, software glitches, and of course, as we mentioned, tequila. Do I think this is going to be a problem in the future? Probably not for the stock. But as any company goes, in this new no-employee care times that we live in, problems in production and small incidents will certainly continue. All right. I also think BA is a play below 215. It came pretty close. It was at 217, and I think they're going to bounce back pretty quickly after earnings. Let's talk quickly about the booster. The FDA this afternoon approved the booster shots for people who are elderly and at high risk. If you remember earlier this week, it was reported that FDA felt that people did not need the booster. I quickly questioned whether the scientists in the FDA were not getting paid enough by special interests or if they didn't think they would be threatened. Well, we'll never know what really changed their mind and what had them vote as it being a good idea to approve the booster for Moderna. But there you go. After Moderna's unanimous vote Thursday, committee member, check it out, Dr. Patrick Moore said the data the company submitted for authorization of a booster shot. Wait, I'm sorry. I got to read this slowly. The data the company submitted for authorization of a booster shot was not well explained. Added he voted yes more on a gut feeling. The data is not strong, but certainly going in a direction that supports this vote. I got to tell you, the more and more I read the news, the more and more I find stuff like this that just blows my mind. I'm going to stick to my gut feeling that all of this vaccine crap is pure BS. Anybody got any ivermectin? All right, we'll take a break and I'll see you in a couple of minutes. Investor schooling needs a new slogan.
Investor schooling? Never heard of.
Investor schooling?
Never heard of.
Investor schooling? Never heard of them.
Any suggestions? Phil?
Investor schooling. We never heard of you either.
Investor Schooling. We never heard of you either. Register for a free class at investorschooling.com.
Investor schooling. Those guys are everywhere.
Investor schooling? Those guys are everywhere.
Investor schooling?
Those guys are everywhere.
Investor Schooling. Those guys are everywhere. Register for a free class at investorschooling.com.
Welcome back to Money Chat Now. I am your host, Larry Steinhouse, and so far we've been talking about this awesome market, up 535 points, the S&P 75 points up, and the NASDAQ 252 points up. Woohoo! We talked a little bit about China, and we talked a little bit about great bank earnings. We talked about the fact that foreclosures are up, but they're really not. We talked about Boeing's troubles, and of course, the approval by the FDA on a gut feeling. Yay! Wow, that makes me feel really confident, okay? All right, okay, earnings season continues as we await more key earnings from more banks and financial institutions tomorrow, so it'll be awesome. Some of my favorite plays, by the way, did very well today as Facebook, Apple, Pinterest all rose nicely and will continue to be a good play into earnings. Of course, did we mention the big banks all did well today? And they're all, by the way, they're all good dividend-paying stocks, so if you're going to invest in the stocks, it'll be pretty good too. Gold and silver nudged up a little bit, and the bond market moved down a bit. And of course, the crypto report, Bitcoin is at 57,500 again as we wait for it to cross 60,000 again. Ethereum is almost 3,800, while my favorite, Dodge, whatever the hell you want to call it, stayed steady at around 23 cents. And of course, my new favorite, Shiba, is still hanging out around 27 millionth of a cent. And like I said before, come on, 1 cent. If it hits 1 cent, my stake will be worth about $4 million. And I'll let you know about that, and I'll even share $1 or $2 with you too. Hey, you, by the way, watching, buy Shiba and make the price go up, will you? All right. All right, thank you again for watching. Is that allowed? I don't even know if that's legal. All right. Anyway, thank you for watching Money Chat Now. By the way, did you hit the share button yet? Come on now. I told you to hit the share button. This is a pretty funny show. Share it with everyone. Hit that like button and let me know you enjoy the show. Of course, don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel and like the Money Chat Now page on Facebook. As you know, from time to time, I own some of the stocks and some of the assets and options discussed in the show. The opinions discussed in this show is solely mine, and no one has asked me to discuss them. I want to thank you again for watching Money Chat Now, and we look forward to your continued support, and we will see you tomorrow and every day at 4:03. Take care. Take care.